This is the Baer Pro Plus front big brake kit with the 14-inch rotors and 6 piston calipers, and it is available for all 2012 through 2023 Challengers, excluding the SRT8s. Now, you should be checking out the Baer Pro Plus setup if you'd like to get a huge upgrade, not only with your braking performance, but also your appearance as well, thanks to the combination of the bright red calipers and slotted and drilled rotors. Now, the Baer kit will include the massive 6 piston calipers up front, equally huge 14-inch 2-piece rotors, along with stainless steel brake lines and brand new pads, and will require the use of an 18-inch wheel or larger. All right, moving into our features block, and the biggest feature, no doubt, will be the big time upgrade in size, style, and most importantly, stopping power thanks to the Baer Pro Plus system. Now, this does include the combination of the massive 6 piston calipers here in red, working with the 14-inch ventilated rotors, which altogether will result in a roughly 20% increase in stopping power compared to your factory components. Listen, guys, anytime you can improve your braking, you're obviously improving your safety as well, and that is especially important if you've already added some extra horsepower to your ride. Another nice feature with the Baer kit is the massive upgrade in appearance behind your wheels. Now, this obviously comes in second to the actual functionality of the kit, but the dramatic visual improvement cannot be overstated. In fact, this is a great time to recommend checking out some of our customer submitted images to get a better idea of how the Baer kit will look behind a set of wheels, and there you'll actually see just how good they do look. What do you say we move into construction here, guys? Because the Baer kit is packing some really nice made in the USA components and quality. And what do you say we start off with the foundation of this kit, if you will, and that will be the 2-piece 14-inch slotted and drilled rotor. Now, that design is of course a purposeful one that's slotted and drilled, as the slots themselves are going to work to keep that rotor surface clean at all times, while the beveled holes will work at reducing temperatures, reducing brake fade in the process. Speaking of reducing temps, the 2-piece rotor design will also inherently help with that as well, as you have a billet aluminum hat working with the iron rotor surface. Now, the rotors themselves are given a zinc plating to help reduce any corrosion, and they are also pre-assembled right out of the box, which is nice because other big brake kits out there make you assemble the hat and the rotor along with utilizing safety wire, which can be a huge pain in the you-know-what if you've never done it before. Sticking with construction, but let's shift our focus over to the calipers, and these are just a work of art. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, they feature that 6-piston forged aluminum design. The show-stopping red finish is powder coated, of course, but then you have the hand-painted black filler there with the Baer logo and the 6P designating the 6-piston design. Now, the kit does also include brand new track day inspired pads, along with stainless steel brake lines, which will help contribute to a firmer pedal feel. And of course, you are getting brand new hardware and nice billet aluminum brackets, which will be useful for the install. Finally, guys, it is very important to point out that owners should use 18-inch wheels or larger in order to fit these brand new brakes. And the kit is also backed by a 90-day limited warranty, just in case you run into any issues. All right, moving into our pricing segment, and listen, guys, this kind of hardware doesn't exactly come cheap, right? In fact, I would say coming in at or around that mid-$2,000 price point, the Baer Pro Plus system is easily one of the pricier options on the site for your Mopar at home, coming in a bit less than Baer's other kit, the Extreme Plus, which is actually more crazy if you can believe it. It's going to utilize a bigger rotor and some other components. Regardless, if this is just too rich for your blood, we have a number of more budget-friendly kits on the site as well for your Mopar. So as always, feel free to check out the rest of our selection before making your final decision. All right, last but not least, let's talk install. And the site's gonna call this a strong 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least 2 hours, maybe a little bit more to complete from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a 3/8 and 1/4 inch ratchet, 10mm Allen, 12 and 10mm socket, flathead screwdriver, pliers, 21, 18, 16, 13, 12, and 10mm wrench, hammer, and zip ties. All right, today we're gonna be installing a big brake kit on our Challenger, so let's get started. All right, so first thing we need to do is release our brake line from our bracket here, and then we can disconnect it from our hard line. So we're just get a flathead screwdriver, just get in this and just pry this apart. Maybe you just need to take your time and work at it. You just need to get it up enough so you can pop the line out. I'm just trying to be really gentle here because we are going to be reusing this hose. Obviously you're not, so you can be a little bit more harsh with it. All right, so we got that up enough. We're just gonna pop our hose out. Just bend that down out of our way so we can get the hose out. And now we're gonna disconnect our hose from our hard line. All right, so now we're gonna disconnect our hard line from our soft line. So first we're just gonna break it loose. I do have a bucket underneath to help catch the brake fluid that's gonna come out. We're gonna crack it loose, release our tab here so that we can remove it all the way. I have a 16mm nut holding the bottom and a 16mm wrench hole on the bottom, 12mm wrench hole on top. Just gotta hold them and crack them. Grab a pair of pliers and pull off the securing clip. Just get this off the rest of the way. Pop our ABS wire off our line, we can let that drain. Now with our new kit, we do have a little black cap. That's perfect. Just cap off our line here so that we're not dripping brake fluid the whole time. There we go. Now for our caliper and bracket, we're just gonna take them off together. So we're gonna take our two 21mm bolts out the backside, right there and right here. I'm gonna grab my wrench, loosen them up. So you have them loose, you usually can spin them out by hand. Looks like this bracket just moved a little bit while we were popping off that line. We're going to need to take that bolt out anyway. So grab my ratchet, 10mm socket. Just take that out of the way for now. Get that all the way out. And our bottom one. All right, just grab your whole caliper and bracket, feed your line up, take it out of the way. All right, now you can just pop your rotor off and you can go ahead and repeat all those same steps on the other side. Now we're gonna install our bracket for our new caliper. You wanna make sure you put it on the right way. Your flat surface will be facing the rotor. It's gonna go on our knuckle like so. Reuse our factory 21mm bolts. Get those threaded in first. Grab our 21mm wrench and go ahead and tighten those down. Now you want to grab your rotor, make sure you have the right one. It is labeled with a sticker. We're just gonna slide that over our studs. Just make sure you're clear of the dust shield. Sometimes it gets bent a little bit on installing. It's nice and clear. We're gonna thread one of our lug nuts on just to hold everything flat. Makes it a lot easier getting that caliper on. Next, we're gonna get our caliper on. As you can see, it's already loaded with our brake pads and clips are already in there. We're gonna get this slid over our rotor. You just wanna make sure that you have the right one. The bleeder will be at the top. We're gonna line this up with our bracket and install our supplied 10 millimeter Allen bolts. Grab our ratchet, socket, and tighten those down. All right, so I have my new brake line here. As you can see, it is slightly bent. You wanna make sure when you put it on the caliper, it's bent away. We have a cap here that's just gonna thread out. We're going to get our new banjo bolt. There's a washer on one side. Make sure you put the other one on too. Route this through our suspension here and into our caliper. If you want for right now, we can just snug it up until we get our exact location. We need to install a bracket and then attach to our main hard line over here. So now we're gonna get our line and we have our adapter. We're just gonna thread that in. Go ahead and grab an 18 millimeter wrench and a 13. You can just snug that up. You can tighten this down a little bit more when it's secured in place. We're gonna get this up through here. We have a lot of wiggle room on our hard line. All right, so we're gonna get our clip in place. Now it was just a little bit tight, so I did have to flip over our clip to make it work, but it's hitting the edge there. So gonna get our screwdriver underneath and tap this in. Go ahead and get our cap off. You need to grab your pliers, pull it off. Get our line in there. Now take your time getting this threaded in if you do not want to cross thread this. Once that's started, you can go ahead and grab a 12 millimeter wrench. Tighten that down. So now that that's snug, we're going to grab our 18 millimeter wrench to hold the bottom and go ahead and tighten that down. All right, now the last part is securing our brake line. That is why we left this loose. We're just gonna get this lined up. We have our supplied clip and get this up over the brake line. And it's going to go in with that 10 millimeter bolt that we took out through our bracket here. Get that started. Get everything aligned how you want. Grab a ratchet, 10 millimeter socket. Go ahead and tighten that down. Bend that up a little bit just so it's off of that ABS wire. We'll grab our ratchet and our 12 millimeter socket. Tighten down our brake line on our caliper. Then the last thing we need to do is go and secure our ABS line to our brake hose. Since we do not have our clips anymore, just throw a couple on just to keep it from moving. All right, you just cut off the extra. Then once you have this side all secured and tightened up, you can go ahead and repeat all the same steps on the other side. And then we just need to bleed our brakes. So now we're going to talk about bleeding our brakes. So what we're going to do is you're going to make sure that your reservoir is full of brake fluid before you do this. As you can see, we have a supplied hose just to help bleed this. We're going to pop that on our bleeder valve so that we can just drain it into a bucket or something. We have a 10 millimeter wrench which fits over our bleeder, which we're going to use to loosen and tighten. Now you're going to have a buddy in the car. You're going to go ahead and pump up the brake pedal a few times. I'm going to tell him to hold. I'm going to crack the bleeder loose until fluid stops coming out. Tighten it up again, and then just repeat that process 4 or 5 times until you don't see any more air bubbles coming out. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Top off the reservoir and you're all set to go. All right, pump it up. Hold. Pump it up. Hold. Pump it up. Hold. Pump it up. Hold. All right, just go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side. And you're all set to go. And that wraps up our install of our Baer Pro Plus front big brake kit with 14-inch rotors and red calipers. for a 2012 to 23 Challenger, excluding the SRT8. And remember, for everything Challenger, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.